Welcome. Welcome to my yard. So I am Cindy here in Leander, Texas, Central Texas, and we have been in the blazing heat for over 40 days now. And I just thought we should take a look. It's the middle of August, and I wanted to show you what is making it in the garden and what things I might be pulling out that just aren't doing well. So let's take a look and see how things are blooming here in my garden. So this is the front yard. This side of the house faces south. It is in the shade right now, and it definitely has lots of sun later in the day. And I have plantings across the front. So let's look at these. Let's get a little closer. So the main plant all across this garden is Abelia. And my Abelia is quite shaggy right now, and it's even in bloom. Look at that. So this is the Rose Creek variety, and I will put their names up on the screen. And over on this side is a lemon variety. So the Abelia is the backdrop for all of the garden here. And there's more. It's at the very back. It's the tallest plant. And then, of course, we have a yellow variety here in front with a little bird bath. And it has done just beautifully. I haven't trimmed it because it is so hot, and I just am afraid I'm going to stress it out. So as soon as the temperatures break, all of this Abelia will get a nice trim. And then the other big showy plant I have is the salvias. This is a white Henry Delberg, and the bees just love this. I have bees here all the time visiting. There's two right there. And on the other side is purple Henry Dahlberg. And these are not quite as purple. They are a little tired, but they did have some really good purple blooms going on. And then there's another white Henry Dahlberg salvia next to it. And then I have the Shasta daisies that I've talked about before, and they are a bit stressed. They're not putting out many blooms, and so I will be refertilizing them as soon as this heat breaks. And what they tell us, maybe another 10 days, and we will maybe get back to below the 100 mark. Wouldn't that be nice? So the daisies are still green, but just not putting out many beautiful blooms right now. And then over here is the echinacea or coneflower, and I did trim them, and they are looking pretty stressed. If I get close, though, there are blooms, but they're just kind of waiting, I guess. They're waiting. Some of the blooms have actually died. So I'm not sure what's happening here, but I'll have another garden tour in September, and we'll see if coneflower comes back. And then I have one more Henry Dahlberg salvia here on the left, covered with bees. And then over here, standing guard, is a great big cherry laurel, which I just love. All of these things make it through the extreme winters we've had, which has made me very happy. Now let's talk about ground cover. Ajuga. My ajuga looks a little stressed. It is bright yellow. Not bright yellow, but it's got some yellow. This is a sedge here, and I don't know the name of it. If anyone knows the name of this sedge, please let me know. And ajuga is, I'm sure that it'll bounce back as soon as the temperatures come back to normal. And this is phlox. This is a wonderful plant. So my ajuga and my phlox get purple flowers all through the spring, and they are the star of this yard in the springtime. So I love to have that spring color. But right now, look at this. They're got some crunchy parts and some yellow parts, but I really don't have to worry about ajuga. They do bounce back. And over on the other side, I have repeats of ajuga and phlox. And so this again is such a pretty show in the spring. Now this is Mystic Spiers salvia. It is huge. It's about 3 or 4 years old, and it is so happy here. The bees love it. See if I can get a better picture. The sun is starting to be a problem this morning, getting in the way of my camera. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Mystic Spiers. So I'm saying that everything here in this front area is doing great. Now let's talk about these black pots here. On the left and right, I have super petunias, and what a wonderful discovery. These super petunias can take the heat. This does get full sun, about 5 hours of full sun, and they are making it. Now you can never let this pot dry out. So I do water it every day, but if these super petunias ever dry out, they're toast. But here on the side is old Vinca. Vinca is doing great. I think the white and pink combination looks great. And then right behind it for my pizzazz here, I have some liriope. So you know you have to have your thriller and your filler and your spiller. So there you go. And they are looking the same on both sides. I did have pentas on the other side, and it dried and died out. But the pentas on the right here is still looking pretty good. And then on my patio, front porch, on my porch, we have angel wing begonia and a big fern. And those, I have a fern on both sides, and they have just been so happy and love it. They are in full shade all the time. And if I go this way, I have a begonia in a pot, just a regular begonia. And then I have more angel wing on the left. A lot of times it's covered with pink flowers, but right now it seems to be too hot. So our grass here is zoysia grass, and we are only allowed to water once a week. And so we water it really well on that 1 day a week, and it's very happy. I am thrilled with it. The zoysia just looks fabulous all the time. And then another one of my standards that I feel like is just one of the toughest plants is good old lantana. This is the Gold Series, and it's a Texas native. It's a superstar plant. I have it all the way across. Here's another variety that's a pink variety. I'll put up on the screen what variety that is. I can't remember right now. And I have lantana all the way across the front of the yard. And then look, here is gomphrena. I've done a video on this before. Isn't she wonderful? She just fills up the space, loves the hot, intense sun. Bright pink flowers. This is fireworks variety of gomphrena. And then another lantana on the edge of the garden. So I just am so happy that these fill my garden and make it look lush, even though we're burning up here. And then right behind them, I have some new abelias. There's an abelia there, and a new abelia here, and there are 2 more on the other side. And so eventually they will be nice and big. I do like to have some greenery all year long, and so they will look really good in the wintertime. And then I have a rose here. This is a knockout rose, and I am going to do a video shortly about knockout roses. This poor rose is very tired, very unhappy. It's got a lot of flowers that are just crispy. So, and as soon as the temperature breaks, as I keep saying ad nauseum, I will give her a nice trim and a big flush of fertilizer, and she will just put on her show in the fall. Now let's take a look at the things going on at the street. So I have a vitex tree. This is a young tree, she's about, a year and a half old. And I do have to come and water her once a week, just because there's no rain and there's no irrigation out here. By the way, the plants by the front of the house that we just looked at, they are on a drip system and they get watered twice a week. And then here around my ugly electrical box, I have planted some holly. This is Nellie Stevens holly. And so we're hoping one day they will make a nice little hedge and hide this ugly electrical box. But you just can't go wrong with these hollies. They do such a beautiful job that you can't kill them once they get established. I do have to water them a lot right now because they're young. Until they get established, I'll still water them. I water them twice a week right now. Here is a fantastic Yopon holly that never gets any water and just tough as nails. You just can't go wrong. The only reason I don't plant more of these is because they are so slow growing and I want instant gratification. And then we have a red yucca here. Never water that. Go around the mailbox. And everything here in the front is doing great, except for one plant that I am going to be pulling out. I'm just going to do a quick walk down here. Got the bougainvillea. Texas State sage is behind bougainvillea. Some more yucca. There's a lantana. And one more bougainvillea. These bougainvillea definitely need some fertilizer. They're starting to give up on blooming, which I don't blame them. They're in the blazing heat. And then here is a yucca rostrata. So the things that are not making it here are these purple trailing lantana. I have to water them too much. I'm watering them every day, and you can see they look crispy and fried. They're just not going to make it. I am not going to baby a plant that's out here in my rock bed. So I'm going to be moving these as soon as the temperature allows to the back to a better area that gets irrigation, and I am going to be replacing that with this good old tough native lantana. And I just need things out here that I don't have to baby and water all the time. So that is what is happening in the front yard. Everything is doing somewhat great, as well as can be expected. The bougainvillea, of course, I do baby them. They get watered every day because they're so pretty. So that is what is making it in my yard. I am just so pleased at these hardworking plants. They're all tough as nails except for that purple trailing lantana. That will do better in a different location. So tell me, I want to know what is making it in your yard. And also please put what zone you're in. So I'm in zone 8B. And so please let us know, share with everyone what is making it in your yard. We all want to know and hear from each other so we can have beautiful gardens even in this intense heat. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.